FOMO is destroying businesses right now. Not AI, FOMO, fear of missing out, if you've never heard this word. Because every week there's 5 new AI shiny tools, a new agent framework, a new Claude bot, a new designer, a new video generator, a new image generator. Someone is running their business of 500 employees with this new AI agent. And you're sitting there thinking, am I falling behind? So you start automating everything, anything that you can grab your hands on. You buy tools, you set up agents, you build dashboards that absolutely nobody asks for. And before you know it, you've spent 3 months on thousands of dollars on stuff that didn't even move a needle in your business moving forward at all. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop doing that. And here's what I'm actually seeing today. Business owners who are smart, who are actually paying attention to AI, are making worse decisions than the ones ignoring it completely. And it does sound backwards, but that's what's actually happening. Because the guy who doesn't even know about AI, or maybe heard about ChatGPT only a year or 2 years ago, and he uses that to draft his emails, answer questions, he's fine. You know, he has a boring business that probably generates more revenue than the new businesses that are trying to revenue max and AI max and automation max everything in their business. And you're probably in this second ladder at the moment. So let me break down this with 3 business ideas, or maybe just examples. Same industry, same revenue range, same team, same size, same ICP. Only difference is how they operate or how they approach AI in 2026. Let's talk about business A, the boomers, right? And as I mentioned before, business A is old school. In their mind, ChatGPT is the only AI that exists. They use it to ask questions, calculate stuff, maybe draft a report or maybe a simple PDF. They don't automate anything, but they basically do the job faster, the one that they do already. And they don't even think about it. And honestly, they still work fine. The business runs, maybe the competition around them is getting leaner and faster by automating some of the operation that these guys do as well. But business A will most likely survive, and they will just get outpaced eventually after quite a long period of time. And then we go into the business B. Now, this is where most people sit, and you might be sitting in there as well. It's the FOMO operators. Business B knows everything about AI. It's updated on the latest tools. They have people in their team, AI operators, and they throw a budget at every single new tool that launches. They want to be the best ones that they use. They want to learn everything, and they've also got automation in place, sure, but probably everything is in the surface level. Nothing operational or revenue-driven automations. They write emails faster, maybe. They generate internal reports that nobody reads, as I mentioned above. And they build a dashboard that tracks some data that, you can go in a link and view that data. It will not make a single change in your business. It looks productive and it feels productive. But if you ask them how much money did this automation or this system or this AI agent that you've built generate the business, they cannot give you a number because it doesn't exist. And it probably might be a negative number instead of a positive P&L on the business. And this is the most dangerous position because you feel like you're ahead, but essentially you're just burning money in the business. And plus now, you are losing focus on essentially what your core business is because you're not focused on everything that's happening outside in the AI world. And then we have the business C. Now, this is a serious business, a business that works in systems. Their entire operation is documented in different SOPs, processes, services, deliveries, communications, people, teams, everything is written down to a T, drafted and documented, every single thing. And business C, when they look at AI and when they look at automations and systems they want to build, they don't start with a tool. Look, the tool doesn't even matter. There's so many tools out there that can get the job done. Essentially, the idea is to know what the job is to get done. And then you can get it done with a lot of tools now, especially with AI. It's pretty easy. They start with a process. How long does this task take? And they have the SOP and they have everything written so they can go down every single task it takes for every single employee they have. How much does it cost? What would happen if we cut this time that we're doing these tasks for 50%? Would it make us money to automate this, or would it loses money? Because you have to take into consideration the cost and infrastructure that it will take to do the automation. Good. It makes us money, let's automate that. It doesn't, let's do not. It's pretty simple. What about the task that takes 2 minutes, but what costs us $500 in equipment and plus $100 in API or service costs to automate? Let's just not automate that. Absolutely no reason. And when you have a process like this and everything is written down for your business, it's super easily to identify these gaps, opportunities, positives and negatives around implementing an automation. A new AI video generation dropped, a new tool. And cool, we're a law firm. Why the hell would we need to even check that out? Someone else is building with that new tool, which means I can probably buy cheaper, faster video people now. I'll focus on what actually I'm doing, which essentially means law, and I will not focus on everything that's happening around me. It just doesn't make sense. And that's the difference. Business C doesn't automate more because it's not the key. The goal is to automate smarter. Every automation has a number to it. If you cannot give it a number of how much it's saving or making you in your business, you are not automating right. So that's pretty simple. All three businesses have something in common: prioritization and clarity. You don't want to get left behind. I get that, and it's essential for you to keep learning in the industry, but you also don't want to get caught up in a wave and drown. You essentially want to ride the wave and be able to pivot and just float. And that means stopping the reflex to try every new single AI agent, automate everything you can. Stop automating emails just because you can. Stop building dashboards that looks good when you load them and it looks like you're playing with Jarvis, but it just doesn't make sense in the end of the day. Instead, look at your actual service delivery. Let's say you're a media marketing company and then you do different type of media planning or media buying. What about you automating your media buying, your process of actual media buying, which will then, if it's done faster and more efficiently, can increase your net profit in the end of the day? Or maybe instead of media buying, the ad sets that you create. Maybe you don't want to generate them, but you can create a task process that is automatically created when a new deal or a new client onboards. You have these processes that directly connected to the revenue, which directly means that if you automate those or you can cut times on those, you can make more money in the business. And that's the whole idea about the data collection process that takes your team 3 weeks. What if it took 2 days? What about the CRM where your sales reps, the data is a complete mess now in these days because your business is growing rapidly? What if you automate that? These are automation that matters. Those, as I've said, the ones that are connected directly to the ROI and the revenue and the profit of your business. If you don't have a clear map on how your business actually operates, and if you can't see where these gaps are and where you're bleeding time and money, that's the first problem you have to solve. Before you buy any single tool, before you subscribe to any other agent, before you try to automate anything, that is what you should focus. Map your business, find the gaps, and then automate what matters. There's a link down below, 30 minutes with me. It's no pitch. We can just simply discuss around your business and identify these processes and identify some of the gaps right there on the call. I just want to talk to people that think alike and that are actually driven to correctly automate their business and not produce AI slop within their company. I'll see you there.